Marriage is work.
There are a lot of expectations.
We expect to have this knight in shining armor.
To become the husband that they expect us to be.
So there's no such thing as a perfect marriage.
But there is a such thing as a healthy one.
But in the end, you've got to realize that
we're fighting on the same team.
That's right. We're fighting on the same team.
Hey, y'all. It's real life.
Real issues.
Real engagement.
Real answers.
To some real married people stuff.
Welcome to Unscripted
Marriage.
Unscripted
Marriage. You like how I do that?
All right, we're back, y'all. We are back, and we're back in season 3.
Trace Minutos.
We're taking it old school. We're going back old school.
Always and forever.
Aww.
Each moment with you. Just like a dream to me that I thought came true.
What you mean you thought came true?
Well,
it came true?
Oh yeah, it did come true.
Okay.
You are my, hold on, what?
You said that I thought came true.
Yeah, well, I think, but it did.
It did come true.
Okay, it did.
Whatever.
It did come true.
We're going old school. If y'all were with us last time, we were talking about gender roles and how it was back in the day where the man went out to work and the woman stayed at home to watch the kids and keep the house and wash the clothes and all that. And it was kind of negative, you know. We kind of ended like, dang, that was kind of like messed up. It wasn't really a balance within that.
Yeah, we did.
But today we're talking about privacy. We're talking about privacy and I got a question for y'all. Why was everything such a hush-hush back in the day? Why? Put in the comments right now. Why did you think that people kept things so quiet?
Well, so the first thing that I can think about is when we talk about like when LaWanda and I first got married. Again, I was just
back in the day. I'm talking about back in the day, not when me and you first got married.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Why was things such a hush hush?
Well, I think that people wanted their business to be their business. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like everybody was kind of sharing their stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody. When somebody went to work, they became like a staple in the community. You know what I'm saying? And so if something were to get out to where something was to be spoken negatively about someone, then, you know, that would just blow the scene up.
Reputation.
I think reputation, you know, like people did handshakes, you know, back in the day. They didn't sign contracts. They did handshakes. And
they don't do handshakes now because of COVID, but...
Well, I guess you're right, but you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're talking about like handshakes, like done deal.
Yeah, like done deal.
Like pinky.
Yeah, well, I'm a grown man. I don't know if I do pinky, but you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? You do a handshake.
Like, when we kids, you like, you know, for real? And that's what it meant. It meant like,
well, like
for
pinky
real.
Slayer?
Yeah.
But we're talking about grown business deals.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so she distracted me, y'all. Look, so we're talking about like, hey, when somebody said, hey, we're going to do a handshake deal, that's what it was. It was a handshake deal.
Yeah.
And, you know, so your reputation was it. You know what I'm saying? And so I think when you talk about reputations, you know, if something was to be said in your house that came out negatively, then that was just like either no one would believe you or, you know, it would just destroy the family. So like, how could you say that or whatever, why this was going on? And so either nobody would believe you or how can you talk negatively about that thing? And I think that, and I don't know the statistics or the numbers, but I believe that a lot of women even felt like they had nowhere to go or nobody would believe them. And I think that's the main reason why nobody would really talk about it. They feel like no one would hear them.
Yeah, and it was also like this thing like what goes on in my house stays in my house. And so people just didn't really let that information out there. And so that was just like, I mean, you're talking about domestic violence, sexual abuse, all this stuff is happening behind closed doors and nobody knows. I mean, I've had multiple conversations with my mom about things that happened, during that time, the 60s, the 50s, the 70s, during that time period, and people just didn't say anything about it. It was hush, hush. Don't you tell nobody. Don't you say nothing. And you got a lot of stuff going on behind the doors that, I mean, mental, sexual abuse, domestic, all of that going on, and no help. no help within that marriage.
And so now you talk about just how that affected our grandparents and our parents, coming up when they don't want to share, maybe even some things that they've been through.
How did they make it through?
Yeah, how did they make it through? How did they go through?
How y'all think they made it through? I'm really pause on that.
Yeah.
Like, how did they really make it through without having to have that accountability, or at least another couple to kind of talk to or share anything about it? Everything was hushed.
Everything was hushed. And I think that's just consider, even, just about how that would look, how that would look to not being able to talk to someone. Just imagine yourself not being able to talk to anybody and share it with anything. But they did this, it seemed like everyone did this, but then their marriage lasts for so long.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy that people would endure the chaos for so long to stay together for so long.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that with high tolerance in the, part 3. But do you think that in the past, what we saw as far as them basically keeping things on the hush, how has that affected us in the future? Like, was it a positive influence? Was it a negative influence? How do you think actually our marriage, how do you think it has affected our marriage?
Well, just like I said in the beginning of the episode, did I say that already? No, I didn't, because you didn't allow me to.
Oh, sorry.
But now I want to say it, is that when we first got married, you didn't want us to go to anybody else.
I didn't.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I'm struggling. I'm trying to be a husband, trying to be a good one at that. But I didn't really have the resources or the know-how to really be or make a positive impact.
Can I say why though? So why didn't, because I thought that we were supposed to really fix it. Like, we were supposed to sit down, talk about it. So while I'm sitting here no, we need to come and you need to sit down and we need to talk. We're going to hash this out. But at the beginning, he didn't really know how to communicate with me because I was so independent and so strong and so rah, 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 that
when you choose an independent woman?
You amening over there or whatever. In the beginning, it was like that. And I thought that that's the way it was supposed to be because I'm like, no, we're going to talk. We're going to fix this. Are you supposed to go to the person that you have an alt with first instead of going to everybody else? And
in church?
So that's why I felt that way.
Okay.
That's why I felt that way.
Okay. Well, all I was saying is
that... But now, I totally feel different.
Well, I needed some help. And there wasn't no way that I was going to be able to provide a positive answer if I didn't know what a positive answer or what that looked like. And so that's why I was like, look, babe, I need some help. You know what I'm saying? I need some help. And I think that some couples, they don't want their business out there, whether it's because of reputation or anything like that. They don't want people to know that they're struggling because they want it to seem like they have it all together. But I am in a place personally where I can't let my marriage or my mental psyche be determined off of somebody else's or what somebody else think of me because of the help that I need. So I wanted to go to somebody and I wanted to tell somebody, you know what I'm saying? But you have to be careful too who you go to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because everybody can't handle your stuff.
If they've been married 5 times, let it just
And Lord,
pause.
You go to your mama, you go to your aunties, you go to everybody. Now they got a perception of your husband or your wife that you don't want them to have because they still keep that in their head.
Yeah, like my mom. Well, I ain't even gonna tell you what my mom thought of you, but she loves you now. She loves you now, so that's all that matters. But so that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you got to talk because we got to stand up for one another. You know what I'm saying? And so if you don't take nothing else from me, just know that you have to go to the right people, and I would say even choose a couple that you both can trust, that you can go to individually
neutral,
or together.
That's not like that they will play favoritism. So
and just be positive. Be positive in the way that you speak at a situation because guess what? Everybody's going through something. No marriage is perfect. So whatever marriage that you go to, I'm sure that they're going to have some issues too. I'm perfect. But you know what I'm saying? Luanda's not. She trying to get herself together. But you know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Every day.
Yeah, she every day trying to work on herself. But you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is that you have to do it. Your marriage will be better for it. So do that, y'all. Don't you love me, baby?
I do. I love you so much.
Okay.
I love you so much so that we have come to the end of this episode.
Oh, okay.
So I really, ladies, if you are listening, if you don't have anybody to talk to within your marriage, I would really suggest that you look and you find someone that you can confide in that's not going to spread your business all over the place. But you should have that person that you could talk to about your marriage, because if you don't, that is dangerous. That is very dangerous. And it could be something that's agreed upon between you and your husband as well.
And men, please, I know that we normally don't, but find someone that you can confide in and talk with them and start off small. You don't have to start off with the big issues and stuff like that. Start off with small stuff. Just start off with friendship and different things like that, and then build upon once things get tough and rough or whatever that is and whatever that looks like. Make sure that you can talk to someone to vent, because you don't want to be in the bad space and say some things that you don't mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So this is...
like you be doing. Okay, sorry.
No,
what? All right, real life.
What?
Real engagement.
What?
Baby, we ending this. The time is up.
I know we ending this, but you about to get hurt. Right
Whoa.
Right on camera, right now.
Real engagement with some real bad...
Click the TV, turn it off. Turn the...
Hey,
swipe up.
Keep them on.
Swiping.
Keep them on, y'all. Save
Keep
it.
swiping.
No, don't swipe.
Keep swiping up, because he about to get hurt right now. This is... Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube.
And click the notification bell.
I didn't even say YouTube channel.
Okay, sorry.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And click the notification
we got
bell.
a couple likes, got a couple subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna need a couple more for a little bit of support. Because I think we can start getting paid some money when we get up to 1 million. And we almost there.
Yeah, we almost there.
We almost
We like 999.
Away from it.
999. So yours count.
Your click count.
Babe, real life. Real engagement.
Real engagement, real issue.
With some real bad people stuff.
Bye, y'all.
I can never